Hey, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, you know who it is. Dr. Mike back again, once again, with another classic video for you guys today. And if this is your first time catching a Dr. Mike TV video, aka the Raw Talk session, please make sure you hit the like button and definitely make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you can get the latest and greatest from yours truly. And of course, check out all of my online media platforms. The ebooks, everything that you will need will be linked in the description area. But look, now, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into this one because oftentimes when we have our live streams, we kind of try to give advice, things that we suggest other foreigners do and not do when they're in the Philippines, okay? And one of the main things that we talk about is, you can't come to the Philippines with the idea of being the white knight, the captain save them ho, captain save a ho, captain save them all, or anything of that nature. So I got one question that I want to pose to you guys. For those of you who pay attention to the channel, for those of you who, follow me and listen to what I got to say here, I got one question. How many of you are willing to die for the PUNAN? AKA, I want you to raise your hand if you're willing to die for the PUNAN. Just raise your hand for me. Doesn't matter if I can see you. I want you to raise your hand. And the reason that I ask this is because when you come to the country trying to be this white knight, trying to be this captain save a ho, trying to captain save them all, you could risk your life trying to save somebody else's life. Let me repeat that. You can risk your life trying to save somebody else's life. Let me dig a little deeper so that you guys can feel where I'm coming from for this one. Many times when you guys come to the Philippines, and I don't discourage it, I've said it before in my live streams, hell, I've had too many live streams talking about it, and every time that we talk about guys coming to the Philippines, I always encourage a guy to have fun, right? I always encourage a guy to come to the Philippines and, get your rocks off, have fun and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, that's what you're supposed to do, right? You coming halfway around the world, let's have some fun with it, right? So, you come to the country, go to the bars, deal with certain types of women and stuff like that, and you get it out of the way, you get it off your chest, get it off your nuts, and then you go on about your business, right? And I know I shouldn't encourage it, and I don't recommend you guys do this on a regular basis, but first times to the country, I want you to have fun. The problem that I have from having fun is when you guys choose to commit to this long term, aka try to turn the hoes into the housewives. We have fun with live streams like that as well. But I also wanted to make it abundantly clear when I say this, you're not in the country to save them from anything. We laugh and joke about it and we have fun when we talk about it, but you're not here to save anybody from anything, and you cannot save anybody from anything, so don't try. If a woman is working the bar scene, or the woman is a freelancer, 9 times out of 10 she has somebody who brokers her deals for her. Freelancers usually have pimps, no different than it would be probably in any other part of the world. Bar girls have papa signs and mama signs. You guys know that. You go inside the bar, you want to bar find a girl, you don't just pay the girl directly. You know who you pay? You pay the papa sign or the mama sign. They get their cut, and then the girl gets their cut. 9 times out of 10, the bar keeps more money than they give the girl, because of course they're providing the place for them to meet these foreigners. They're providing the establishment and stuff like that. So imagine what could possibly happen to you if you decided that you wanted to swoop in and change somebody's life overnight. Imagine what could happen to you if you decided that, you know what, I like this girl. She makes me happy. She seemingly does what I want. And instead of me coming to the strip club every night to see her, why don't I just make her mine so that I can see her anytime that I want to? Okay? Maybe you get this grand idea that you want to try to save somebody's life or save them from that life. Remember the live stream? Would you marry a bar girl to save her from that life? this is kind of exactly everything that I'm saying in a nutshell. We're condensing that hour plus long live stream into this particular video. Imagine you're trying to do that. You're not taking into consideration the amount of money that these pimps, these papa sons or mama sons are going to lose over your simpish activity. You're not taking it into account that this bar girl has you wrapped around her finger, making you do exactly what she needs you to do to make sure that you help her get her out of that life. You're fucking falling in love with strippers and bar girls and freelancers. And I'm telling you, I'm asking you a question. Please raise your hand if you're willing to die for the PUNAN. Raise your hand if you're willing to die for the Philippine PUNAN. Because I tell you right now, you're putting your own life at risk in two different ways. The first way you're putting your life at risk is you never know what these girls have. Of course, we talk about it, diseases and all. Second way you're putting your life at risk is because these people aren't going to let these girls go without a fight. Okay? These people, whoever they are behind the scenes, working this girl, using her until she's no longer, until she's all used up. They're making as much money off of this girl as they possibly can. And when you try to come in and fuck up that money for them, you are putting your life at risk. So how many of you guys want to fly halfway around the world to put your life at risk because you're horny and desperate? Please raise your hand if you're horny and desperate. Because I tell you right now, desperate mindsets, desperate thing calls for desperate measures. Guys don't understand the game. People who don't understand what's going on think that they can do whatever they can in their power to try to help this girl out. And I believe in helping them, but I'll tell you right now, that could lead down a path that you're not ready for. You're going to damn near get your head chopped off as a foreigner in the Philippines trying to come through, swoop in, and be the goddamn Superman and change people's lives and shit. Are you willing to die for that shit? That's the question. You know how when people, initiate yourself into gangs, when people initiate themselves into cults, like let's talk about Jim Jones. Jim Jones killed everybody with the Kool-Aid. Remember? You remember the saying, the popular saying, stop drinking the Kool-Aid or don't drink the Kool-Aid? It's often something that is said to, in a funny, joking manner, but in all actuality, Jim Jones killed his flock. Poisoned them. They all drank the Kool-Aid and they all died when the whole shit was coming down crashing. So again, these people were willing to die for the cause. Maybe they didn't know that they were going to die when they drank the Kool-Aid. But I'm telling you, falling for these bar girls is a lot like drinking the Kool-Aid. It's fucking poison. It's poisoning your mind. It's poisoning your soul. And it's making you compromise yourself to try to save somebody who is probably far from being saved. Now, we've talked before about, if you get you a nice little bar girl that hasn't been turned out yet, maybe it's her first week there's possibly a chance. Possibly a chance. But let me ask you a question. Are you really, really, really willing to take that chance on that bar girl? Because you think that she hasn't been turned out, or you think that just because she's new to the club scene, she's different than every other girl. Are you really willing to die for the PUNAN? Raise your hand. I want to see all hands up. I know I can't see you, but think about it from that perspective. Are you willing to die for this shit? Because I promise you this, there is no way in this world that her pimp, mama san, papa san is going to let that girl go without a fight. I'm a very, very strong, positive person, and there's two things that I tell people. There's three things that I tell people. Don't fuck with my people that I love, people I care about. Don't fuck with my money. Because that right there will get somebody hurt. You don't think that these men or women running these other women have the same philosophy? You don't think that they're willing to put the hands to you if they got to, if you come between them and their money, because you feel like this is the one that you want to take home, and you're not even trying to offer them any money to take the girl. Now I know that seems drastic, and I know that seems dramatic and out of control, but let's keep it 100 and let's keep it real. If you want these women like you claim you do, you're gonna have to come out of pocket to get her, and I guarantee you it ain't gonna be cheap. And I know most of these people ain't got the money to pay for these hoes to go. So are you really willing to risk your life for the PUNAN? Raise your hand, people. Raise your hand if you're willing to die for this shit. Huh? Like I said, when you initiate yourself into a gang, you're into that shit for life. Live by the gun, die by the gun. You know? Same situation and same rules apply. If you really want one of these girls from these clubs, are you willing to die to get her? Because you just might have to. And I know from me, I ain't willing to die for nobody. I'm too damn selfish, and I love myself too goddamn much, okay? And I hope that you guys love yourself in a way that you would never do that to yourselves as well. So, you know, I wanted to put that in your mind today because I kind of felt like this needed to be said. All jokes aside, I know we joked about, you know, the PUNAN and, you know, saving her from that life, blah, blah, blah. We do these live shows, but on some real shit, I'm giving you a public service announcement. I'm giving you this food for thought because I don't want you guys to come halfway around the world to get yourself shot, killed, or disappear, because they don't come looking for a lot of foreigners out here. If people don't know where you are or know what you're doing, they ain't gonna really come looking for you like that. I promise you that. Unless you have some family who really cares for you and they gonna buy a ticket to bring their ass over here to find you, chances are once you go missing, you're just gonna go missing. And trust me, how many people are gonna miss you? Probably not too many of them here. So are you willing to die for it? Yes or no? Food for thought. Leave it down in the comment section below. Raise your hand in the chat if you're willing to die for it. With that being said, the good doctor is out. I at least nako paalam, which means I'm going now. Bye bye. As always, love you guys. Mahal kita, mabuhay. Peace.